Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Fable, The Lost Chapters. In the last episode, we survived the destruction of our hometown of Oakvale and were rescued by Maze and brought to the Heroes Guild. Now today, we will be going to, as instructed by the Guildmaster, the training grounds to receive training in our ways of becoming a hero. Scratch our heads. Why the hell not? So let's go. I love the music in this area, it's so pretty. So, we have some statues of some people. Kinda looks like an assassin kind of girl. Got a brave warrior. Got this guy. This guy seems kinda sinister. I'm not entirely sure. Huh. Bit of an oddity. Here lies the remains of some guy causing a vortex. Oh noes. So let's head on over here. Let us run and explore. And also roll. Ah, an apple. A cooking apple. Exactly. Oh, look, there's some more. Let's get these before. Let's actually get these before we go anywhere. See what these actually can be used for. Is that true? That is very exciting. Giant beetles. And a voice crack, too. I didn't know voice cracks could live in various places. But then again, what do I know? I know how to play this game. And I know many, many things about this game. Let's talk to this woman.
Can you help me out?
She needs help.
I have to make an apple pie for the Guildmaster at the end of the week. But I can't find any more red apples. I only need another 4. If you find enough, can you bring them back here? I'll reward you.
I think we already have those. Let us give them to her.
Thanks. Thank you so much. The Guildmaster will get his pie. Here, have this.
So we get a blueberry pie in exchange for apples for an apple pie. Fitting deal. Approved. So we shall continue our way back to where we were supposed to be, which is over here. At the training grounds.
Yourself from your pillow, I see. Come on then. Let's see what you're capable of. All right, lad. It's time to see if you've any potential. Get in the ring.
That's not that's interesting.
I want you to hit that dummy as hard as you can. Just keep going till I tell you to stop.
So we must beat the ever-living crap out of a straw man. Fitting punishment.
Not making much of an impact there, are you?
Well, that's a little depressing.
Try with this.
So he will be giving us a stick to draw as our weapon. So pressing by default on the PC, you press Q or one of the bumpers on Xbox. I don't remember. We must beat him with our stick of justice and kill him.
Experience orb. These orbs contain the knowledge gained from killing the creature. It's very important that you collect these orbs, or you won't learn anything.
Textbooks don't work.
Pick it up.
So left shift by default helps you pick them up.
Well done, lad. Now then, tomorrow that's the guild alarm. Sounds like there might be something loose in the woods. This is a good opportunity to test your spirit. I'll wait for you at the guild woods entrance while you deal with the problem. Once you're done, we can talk about starting your training.
So our first quest, our first real quest, we must show our prowess within the field of melee combatry. That's not a word. By killing beetles infesting the guild woods, we will get. Now, quests are giving you 2 different rewards. You have your guild reward, which is usually money and I don't remember, but in some cases items, and then you have a renown reward, which is basically your fame or your infamy in a lot of other games. It's basically how famous you are. Yeah, That's obvious. We can also see our quests by pressing F9. Already explained to you these. Oh yeah, these are region markers. They tell us where stuff exits. So we're gonna go over there. We're gonna go beat some stuff up with our trusty stick. Sticky Gonzalez. Sticky Gonzalez for President 2016. Approved. So now here we are in the Guild Woods. These red circles are enemies, green circles are interactable NPCs. Let's go beat them up. Oh look, a butterfly. We cannot kill this butterfly. I am slightly disappointed. Oh well. Now we gotta beat up them with... You will get experience in two different ways. You get experience based off of what weapon you actually attack with. In the form of the bars on the top left, or rather the circles on the top left, and you also can get them out of experience orbs, and also the X surrounded by blue and a ring. That is your combat multiplier. Those increase the rate of experience, if I remember, experience gained if I'm correct. Then they also will help us with a small minor objective later on. And so we have defeated the beetles. We have gained... You also gain renown for killing enemies, and you can also gain a morality points as well.
Beetles are all dead. You can come out of the woods now.
That sounds like some analogy for coming out of the closet. Don't know why, but we gotta go back to the Heroes Guild and do some stuff.
Good work, lad. Those beetles can be a damn nuisance. Here, I think you've earned yourself some pocket money for that. If you want more gold, I'm sure the servants could use your help with something. Or you can get an early night.
So now we have one of our first options to stay in our current age and do things around the guild, but at this point there's only really one thing you can actually do, and that's going through the is doing that minor quest with the cook who wants to make a pie, which we've already done. So we're gonna go ahead and advance and begin our apprenticeship.
The guild was now the boy's life. The memory of the Oakvale flames still scorched his mind, but soon he had no thought other than training, and he became stronger and more agile with every passing year. His days were filled with grueling exercises, the nights with study in the library. Finally, he was ready to become a guild apprentice, just as Blaze had foreseen. Guild training was about to begin.
Get out of bed, lazy bones. We were supposed to meet the guildmaster on the other side of the river, but that was an hour ago. We better get going. Race you there.
So you can sprint with your right mouse button and the right trigger on the Xbox, or on console, or using an Xbox controller. Yeah. So we gotta go back down to the guildmaster and do some more training. We're out of our stupid farm clothes. It's awesome. Get these fancy robes. I feel fancy. Back down to the combat circle, arena, ring.
Late again. You do seem to have a problem getting up, lad. You can put that old stick away. We'll begin training with real weapons now. Get used to the weight of this sword, and let's see if you can hit Whisper with it.
So here we have our first actual weapon, an iron longsword, and the start of a line that I'll probably be using.
Got, farm boy.
So we must fight Whisper.
How did that get...
You can flourish when your blade glows with the right click. You're not really supposed to know that at this point, but you probably will find it by accident if I weren't to tell you. And you can also block and roll as well, which we will be told soon.
Oh, lucky shot.
So we get a hit off.
Pay attention. What I'm about to teach you could well save your life one day. The life of a hero is a dangerous one, and you must learn to block your enemy's attacks if you expect to live long. Whisper will try to hit you, but you can block her attacks with your sword. Not all blows can be blocked, but you should be able to handle anything Whisper can throw at you.
It's such an insult. But I'm using a gaming mouse, and my num delete is one of my additional buttons, so that's where I've keyed it because it's a bit easier. So we're just gonna sit here and have her beat us with the stick,
I'll hit you next time.
or kick us.
Well done. Now let's see if you can combine attack and defense. Ah, hello, Thunder. Check on your sister's progress, have you?
You could say that. Whisper told me you've got a training with some foul boy.
Maze thinks the boy has great potential.
Enough to keep up with my Whisper. Ha!
Well, why don't we see? Whisper and the boy are just working on their melee skills now. All right, children. Let's see who has learned the most in their training. This
I
will
think
be a
it's gonna be
no-holds
us.
barred duel, just like your final melee test. Prepare yourselves.
So let us try to not get hit at all. And swing our sword back and forth, dodge her attacks like oh, now it's not funny. You will perish.
That's all wrong, Whisper. You need to practice more. Shame you couldn't see me fight in the arena. You might have learned a thing or two. Keep training if you want to go there yourself one day.
I could have beaten him if you hadn't stopped us.
We have few enough heroes as it is, without the two of you tearing each other apart in training. Speaking of which, meet me as I make my way to the archery range, when you're ready to continue your lessons. Oh, and about your melee performance. Very good, lad. Keep fighting like that and you'll go far.
So we have to continue our melee training, or repeat it if you need a refresher on how combat works. We will return here soon, because we have an exam we can take. We will come back to the ring and try again once someone gets there, which will be soon. So we're gonna wait on learning our archery for now and talk to this man
Any apprentices want to practice melee combat?
who will allow us to practice our melee combat.
Against Whisper counts.
We're gonna get graded for this fight and
Right,
attempt
let's get Whisper
try to get a
in
new
the
weapon
ring.
as
Same
well.
rules as before. I have a special prize for you if you manage an A+.
A plus, ha. So we're gonna go ahead and get our lock on, get a few swings, back up,
How did that get through?
get a flourish off, roll, get hit, and then just end it.
All right, you can stop now. That was very impressive. Whisper should be ashamed. A+.
Oh
That
yeah.
grade means I can award you a new weapon.
So we get a new fun stabby stick. We get an iron katana, one of the additional melee classes. Similar to the iron longsword,
Right,
they do a
this
bit more
melee
damage.
combat-
No, I don't want to do this again.
Okay.
Gonna go ahead and we're gonna look into our inventory. So we have weapons, items, clothing, and then style cards, which are like beards, tattoos, and hair and junk. So we have each weapon every weapon has a different class to it. Melee, and then there's light and heavy. Think weapons like the longsword and the katana are light weapons. You also have the amount of kills you've made with that sword, the value of the sword, any slot augmentation slots if you have any, and then modifiers and damage equipped. So this katana does 4 more points of damage than our iron longsword, but I'm honestly gonna stick with the longsword for now because yeah. Now let's go talk to the guildmaster and further our work.
Continue our training with the bow. To begin with, see if you can hit the 3 stationary targets. And put some effort into it. The longer you pull back your bowstring, the more damage you will cause.
Oh my god, his eyes are
But
huge.
make sure you stay within the circle.
So, we can draw our bow with the E key, pull the bowstring back,
The target.
and let arrows fly. We can also zoom in with the right bumper. But, once again, things I know that you shouldn't know at this point.
Well done. You hit all the targets. Unfortunately, most foes don't stand still. So let's see how you fare against moving targets. You have a minute to score as many points as you can. The front target is worth 1 point, the middle one is worth 3, and the one at the back will score you 9 points. And remember, the longer you pull back your bowstring, the more damage the shot will cause. More damage means more points, but you have to balance power, firing rate, and accuracy.
Like
Let's
guns.
see what you can do.
So we are going to
Come on,
use
lad.
our
Get your
bow,
bow out.
and we are going to do stuff. We can zoom in with the mouse wheel, and other stuff. We hit a target, got some points. Missed a target. Hit the back target, got a huge amount of points. Missed that target. Let's hit this lower one. Get a good amount of points off on it. Zoom in a little bit. And try to aim for that middle one. Gonna want to predict where they go. Basically. Decide when you're gonna fire. And then try not to suck like I do.
Guildmaster, training any nice young men?
That's a little...
There goes the tough old Guildmaster.
Excellent hit. People come.
That was a very odd little exchange behind us. I'm not sure how to feel about that one. Oh well. Many things happen in Fable that you don't entirely understand. That was one of them.
Not bad, but try firing more powerful shots.
We can continue our training or just leave.
Next, we will learn about the ways of the will.
Will is your magic equivalent.
Continue with your training.
So
I'll be heading to the
we're gonna wait a little while and have a nice little bit of fun with the archery grade guy and get a weapon. Here he is. Let us follow him. Here's another guy.
I need someone to kill the sparrows nesting around the guild. Disgusting vermin.
We will do that later.
Can someone help me get them?
Actually, let's do that now. I'm very indecisive. Let's talk to him.
Those damn sparrows are making a right mess of the guild. Just look at them. I'll pay you 5 gold for everyone you kill. Just come and see me every time you kill another one.
So let us put our bow to the test.
Killed any of the blighters yet?
And miss. And miss. And miss. You know what? Let's go over here. We might be able to get a better shot from up high. And miss. And hit. Kill the sparrow. No, I'm a terrible person. Oh. So this quest is evil. I've never actually done this quest. Well, there you go. You can find sparrows, get some cash for it, get some evil points for it if you're going down the evil path.
You've got enough. There is still more out there.
And yeah. So let's head back to the archery man and do some archery. Hooray.
Archery grading. Now, the guildmasters asked me to grade everyone's archery skills.
Let us grade.
And if you get an A+,
Special
stop
prize.
working
We get weapons. Again. Hooray. Violence solves all of life's problems. And we miss again. In this, it's honestly best to work for high power shots against the middle target. If you're lucky, you can make some shots on the back. But you can generally make a decent amount of points by doing some high charge shots on the middle target. You can do some decent stuff on the front too, if you want to get a little bit Doesn't really do much for you. Just sort of sit in one spot and just charge your shot. Make a few good hits on it. You will see more things like this throughout Albion as you go through the game, where you can actually improve, where you can practice your archery for prizes like this. You'll get scored based on the same things as you do here, and stuff will happen. And it's gotten very quiet and ambient and pretty.
Wow! You set a new high score! Nice work. Yeah.
Whoa.
That's good enough score for a B. Remember, you can still come back and try and get that A+.
Okay, so this does not seem worth my time to do, but what this guy will actually give you is a crossbow. Crossbows don't generally have as much. They generally do a bit more flat damage, but you can't charge them as long. They're honestly inferior to the bow. I wouldn't bother with them personally, but if you like the look of the crossbow and just like what it does, you'll be okay. But it's once again a sort of the matter of personal preference.
There's just the will left to
So let's
learn.
talk to the guildmaster and learn the final art of a hero.
It's time to learn about will powers. We'll begin by striking these straw dummies with lightning. Alright, let's see what you've got.
No training. You just shock dummies with lightning.
That's it. See how many you can hit in half a minute. Only attack dummies that are facing the center of the island. You won't get any points for hitting one in the back. You'll only waste valuable mana. Using your willpower depletes your mana. And once used, it takes time to replenish.
So we must electrocute dummies. Hooray! Electrocution! I will end you! So, we do not have will at this point, and it's not gonna matter. You won't get an additional reward for this. You can't get graded for will, nor get a reward, which is a bit of a shame. But, yeah.
Very good, lad. You have learned the 3 hero skills. We can now move on to your final test when you're ready. Or you can spend some more time exploring the guild. I believe Whisper is about to go into the guild woods if you wish to join her.
Let's go ahead and continue.
Already, truly mastering a hero. The boy mastered the skills quickly, but there was always more to learn. For years, the guild was his home, his school, and his life. But as time passed, his thoughts returned always to the world outside, the life he had left, the family that had been torn from him. At last, only the final day of tests remained. Success would mark the end of his training. He would receive the guild seal and be free to forge his own destiny. He would become a hero.
And become that guy, and get fancy armor and stuff.
Before you graduate, there is one final test you must complete. Enter the guild woods and go to the log at the top of the hill. The test will be revealed to you there. Good luck.
So we must go. Once again, after you advance to the next, to your final exam, you can do the grading again.
Still come back and try and
But
get that A+.
yeah, you have the option to do. You have the option to do it if you want to, but generally you probably would have done it. Generally you would have done it when you learned the 3 different disciplines, but whatever floats your boat or fits your stuff.
I suppose you're wondering how you passed the final test then. It's simple. You must defeat me, using all you've learned in your years of training. We'll begin with your sword. Hit me, if you can.
So we draw our blade and must strike maze 7 times with our sword. Which, this is not really that hard.
Well
You just
done.
can't get close to him on some of the other stages of this, what could be described as a boss.
Very good. Now, shoot me with your bow. Don't get too close.
The strength of your arrow actually doesn't matter during this, so just lock on and just spam your little arrows.
Put some
You'll get reprimanded for it, but it doesn't matter in the grand scheme.
lightning at me.
And now you must electrocute him. You really just stand in one spot and just shock him most of the time. It's not hard, but if you want to play around with it, you can move.
Yes, quite impressive for a novice. You will find real battles rather more fatal than this.
Oh,
But
really?
you have passed your final test, and you're ready to receive your guild seal from the guild master.
So now we will leave the guild woods and become a man by getting a shiny disc and being told you are a man. Hooray.
Well, this is the day, lad. I remember the first night you came to it. And look at you now. Maze's faith in you was well placed. Now come along. The graduation ceremony will take place in the Chamber of Fate, the oldest part of the guild. Let the apprentices approach. For many years now you have worked hard to earn yourselves the title of hero. Today, that apprenticeship ends and you go out into the world to do great deeds. Deeds that will bring you the gratitude of thousands, or strike fear into their hearts. These are dark times. The shadows of Albion are stirring, and strange winds are blowing. Your choices, whether they lead you down the path of good or evil, will change the face of the world. Now, take your guild seals and venture forth as heroes. It's time for you to leave us now, but you're still very much part of the guild. On the map table, you will find details of any quests the people of Albion wish heroes to perform. And you'll need to return often to focus all your experience into new skills. Only by doing this regularly will you advance as a hero. Step into the light, and I'll show you how to do this.
So, we walk into
First,
shiny green
you
circle.
must select the area you wish to advance in.
There is a weapon
Or will.
later on in the there is
Notice
a
your experience pools in the lower left portion of the screen. You acquire general experience by collecting experience orbs, and you automatically acquire strength, skill, and will experience by using your abilities in those areas.
So there are you could if you want
You've
to
chosen strength.
upgrade your
You can be a great warrior.
your melee
You
skills,
can use your
but
experience from
there
melee
is a
combat to
weapon
improve your
through
physique, health, or toughness. Choose one now.
there is a weapon later on in the game that you can acquire that requires you to raise your strength skills by a large amount. So I would normally raise my strength stats, but at this point I'm not, and I'm going to focus here on will
You
and
can
get a
now
new
choose
spell.
the spell you wish to learn.
We're going to get Assassin Rush because this allows you to get a good jump on the people you are fighting,
Notice your
and do
experience
pretty good.
pools going down. You will always use your will experience first, but if this runs out, there is little else for me to teach you, but I will always be around to offer you guidance. And your guild seal will allow me to communicate with you at all times. You will also notice it flashing when you have enough experience to spend. I have given you a basic pack of supplies. It'll be enough for a while. Now there's a whole world for you to explore.
So, we have gotten all of our equipment, and we will save the game. And let's check the map table and see what we've got.
Check the guild for more quests.
So our first quest that we were able to do is the Wasp Menace, in which we must end an infestation in the surrounding picnic area. But we will be doing that next time on Let's Play Fable, The Lost Chapters. Thanks for watching, and remember to comment, rate, and subscribe, and let me know what you think. Goodbye.